What's up, y'all? It's Christy.
I'm Courtney.
And I'm Rashana, and we are the
The 1000
1000 Club.
Club.
Whoop,
Hey,
whoop, whoop.
Hey.
It's lit.
yes, welcome to the 1000 Club podcast. You can catch us every other Thursday on Anchor, Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. Connect and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at 1000 Club Life. Y'all, we made it to the last episode of 2020.
Woo-hoo.
Yes, we made it, y'all. Woo.
Yes, I'm excited.
Yes.
And normally we start with a check-in, but since it's the last episode of 2020, we're going to start with the 2020 check-out.
Yes.
Yes. So, ladies, we have made it to the end of this very difficult, unprecedented year. So, tell me, like, how are you preparing for 2021? What are you leaving in 2020? And then what are you taking with you?
Ooh, that's a good question.
That's a loaded question.
That is a loaded question. Do you want to take a stab at this first?
Yeah, I can go first.
Stay lit.
Because I stay lit. Okay. How I'm preparing for 2021. So, my word for 2021 is investment. And that was a post, if you missed it, on Instagram today about what your word is for 2021. And every year I normally have a Bible verse. There's a few that are coming to me. Most of them are around like faith and God's faithfulness to me. But yeah, my word is investment. And so how I'm preparing for 2021 is planning to invest in myself, not just financially, but also physically, getting my health in order, investing into my business. So that's like my professional growth. As a business owner and the CEO and founder of Vocal Action LLC, I have some extensions coming.
Plug the business.
Yes, plug it. Ping. That's something else we're going to invest in. I'm going to invest in to learn how to get some sound bites or whatever you call them, sound effects. Yes. For the podcast, right? For 2021. But yes, also investing in myself spiritually. So I bought a journal that I was supposed to start earlier this year. I did start, but I didn't finish, and I definitely want to complete it. It's a 52-week journal, and it guides you through reading the Bible in a year. So that's been something that I've wanted to do for a long time and just haven't done. So I'm just investing the time, investing the space. What am I giving away? Well, in order to invest, it means that I have to remove distractions. I have to keep my peace. I have to be truthful with myself at all times. So I need to take my time and give myself time. And I'm leaving anything that does not serve me.
That's a word right
in
there.
2020. 2020
Yes, you better preach, Pastor Rashana.
Hello.
Yes,
Give it to us, sis. Give it to us.
Yes. So I am no, but seriously, 2020 for I want to say most people, but I don't want to make a generalization just because 2020 has been, people have experienced such an array of different emotions and during this year. But for me, it definitely has reminded me and highlighted what is most important and what is not so important. And it's done that in different ways. And so I am very clear on what serves me. And if it does not serve me, I'm not bringing it into 2021. I'm also bringing boundaries into 2021.
Yes, Jesus.
I'm bringing boundaries. That includes, like I said, investing in my time, right? So I cannot overbook my time, and I need to make sure that I'm on the schedule. And then the last thing, which was what are we taking into 2021? I am going to bring my confidence. I am going to bring discipline, and I am bringing God. And so that is what I'm bringing to myself. One of the prayers that I prayed, and I will leave you all with this, on my 30th birthday, I'm now 31, and I prayed it while we were in Tortuga, which is an island off of Costa Rica. I asked God to remove the negative, purify the good in me, and add whatever I need for this next chapter of my life. And that is the prayer that I continue to pray, and that I'm bringing into 2021. My mantra is, I am light and God is faithful. That's all.
I love that.
Yes.
Light,
Yes.
faithfulness, Jesus, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
My word for 2021 is breakthrough. I feel like 2020 was the year of breakdown for me. That's like the best way I can describe it. And I mean breakdown in all layers and levels of life. Just like with going to therapy, friendships, relationships, financial stability, all of that. Like this year was just a breakdown, and I had to literally break down to be able to break through. So that is my word for 2021. I want to break through, break all the chains, like let all of that go, be able to rise up and rise through everything that I need to get to and be able to reach that in 2021. What I'm leaving in 2020, I feel like I'm leaving a lot of things in 2020. I feel like I am leaving so many things in 2020. One of the things I feel like is on the top of my list is I am leaving the need to be perfect. I'm leaving the need to be a savior. I am leaving the need to be strong all the time. I am leaving I'm leaving a lot of things in 2020.
Okay.
I feel like I'm leaving a lot of my toxic behaviors in 2020. Leaving that.
Yes.
I'm leaving a lot of things. So what I want to bring with me in 2021 is my voice. I want to bring my voice with me in 2021. I want to be able to speak up and speak out. I also want to bring healing with me, continue to bring that with me into 2021. I also want to bring boundaries into 2021. And I just want to be able to bring my authentic self. I feel like 2020 was the year. Maybe a lot of people have experienced this, like just learning about who you are and your authentic self, and realizing that you don't always show up as that person. You don't always allow that person to be present. So I want to bring that into 2021. Also, want to bring God into 2021, my relationship with God and my faith and all of that. So yeah, I feel like I'm bringing a lot into 2021 and I'm leaving a lot in 2020. And my year of breakdown was real. So yeah, I'm excited for what 2021 has in store, and what my breakthrough will look like.
Yes. But we're excited to see that too.
Yeah, I remember this sermon that the pastor, he was the pastor of my old church, Reverend Ellis Washington. He preached this sermon, I think it was the Sunday before I moved here. And it was about, is it the summer I moved here or the summer I came back from college? One of the two. And it was about the vulnerability and the necessity in breaking. And I always remember that scripture, and or that sermon, I should say, because he was just talking about how sometimes we're so afraid to break. And there's times when God literally does have to break you, right? Because if you're bottled up with everything, he has to break you open which is painful, but it's because he has to sort through and, like you said, take stuff out, put stuff in, you know, and that process isn't always comfortable. It's, you know, not always pretty, but it's a necessity for us every now and again just to allow ourselves to break.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes to all of that.
Yes.
All
Yes.
of that. Yes. Yes. That
Mm.
breakdown is not pretty, but the breakthrough will be amazing.
Sure is. It's beautiful once you get to that breakthrough.
Yeah.
So, to prepare for 2021, I had to do a lot of reflecting on this year. One of the things that I decided to do to prepare for next year was that I was going to take each day, I was going to ask myself a question to prepare for next year, and I was going to journal about that. So I started this last night, and I started with what are the things that I'm grateful for in 2020, because I felt like I had to start with gratitude. Even though this has been a really rough year, it's been uncomfortable for a lot of us. It has broken down a lot of us. It's it's just really caused a lot of us to go through things that we've never gone through before. There has been a lot of heartbreak, a lot of pain this year, a lot of frustration, but there was a lot to be grateful for this year. Just the mere fact that we are, all three of us are sitting here talking today. For those listening, watching, the fact that you can listen and watch to us, just truly grateful for that. So I had to start with gratitude. So then tonight, I'm going to be doing another journal entry. And actually, my journal entries are going to be the questions that I'm asking y'all now. So I haven't fully thought, yeah. So I haven't fully thought through everything that I've asked y'all. I have an idea. But for what I am leaving in 2020, one of the things that I learned a lot of lessons this year. This is why I had to really do a lot of reflection in order to prepare myself for next year, because there's a lot that I need to leave in 2020. This was a good year as far as growing in my marriage, because we are just a year and a half into this. And one of the things that I'm grateful for is that the quarantining helped to bring us closer together, because there was no traveling. There was no like all these other activities that we're doing, and just all the other distractions that can pull you away from your spouse or your significant other. That was removed. So we were able to spend a lot more time with each other. And I'm grateful for that because it brought us closer. But I also realized that there were some habits and that there were some things that I was doing within my marriage that was not helpful. And I had to remove that in order for our marriage to grow. So, one of the things that I am leaving is, especially when it comes to marriage, is using my words to hurt. And I've always been a person, even as a child, where I've never been in a physical fight. But when it comes to my words, it could be just like I am in a physical fight. And that does not work in marriage at all. It doesn't work in any relationship, a friendship, relationship with your parents, or family relationships. It doesn't work in any relationship, but especially in a marriage. And so I am leaving behind using my words to hurt and using my words more so to build up. So that's one of the things I'm leaving behind. Another thing that I'm leaving behind is self-doubt. There's a lot of things. I'm a person where I have a lot of ideas, but my execution is trash. Okay. Like I will have all these great ideas, all these things that I want to do, but I just am not good with the follow through. And one of the things that prevents me from that is just the doubt that I'm actually going to do this. And do I even have what it takes to be able to do this? And just not feeling assured enough within myself to be able to follow through with it. So that's one thing that I want to leave behind. And then there's a lot of habits that I have to leave behind. I went crazy with my eating this year, eating foods that I know did not serve me. When it comes to, I said that I had PCOS a few episodes back. eating foods that are not healthy for hormonal imbalance. It just does not serve me. So that's something that has to change in 2021. So just leaving those bad habits when it comes to food, leaving bad habits when it comes to finances behind, just not thinking that I have to purchase everything that I see, not purchasing everything that I want, that I can be patient, that I don't need everything that I want, that I need to cover my necessities. Like what I have is enough.
Right.
And if I have it to spend on extra stuff, that's great. But if I don't have it, you don't even need to act like, you could cover this. Like I can go ahead and put this on a credit card and I can cover it later. Like you don't have the money, you don't have it, you can't buy it. So those are like some of the thoughts that I need to change. What I'm taking with me into 2021, I think just really the lessons that I've learned from the year and just striving to do better, to be better. There's just a lot of things that happened this year that let me know that I was stronger than the previous year. I felt like mentally with just all the transitions that I was going through, it was rough and I didn't feel as strong as I knew that I was. So I want to take that same strength into 2021, that whatever comes my way, that I can get through it. And then just as we've all said, God, prayer, taking that into 2021 and having a stronger relationship, having a stronger prayer life. But I did want to share, we talked about journaling. And Courtney, I know that you have a series right now going on
Yes,
about.
okay, I have a journal. Oh, yeah, from Golden Light does a write it down series, and she does a journal prompt every Sunday and releases her response to that every Thursday. So shout out to Zoe from Golden Light, and she and I are partnering for this one that was released yesterday, and the journal prompt is write a letter to 2021. So I posted on my page, and I will also be sharing my response with her on Thursday of my letter. So ladies, feel free to write a letter to 2021 and share it.
Yes, I think that's like inspired me. One thing I want to get into more is journaling. I realized I just haven't been able to tap into my creative side because my job is so analytical. And I never thought that I would do something as analytical as what I'm doing now. If you would have like talked to me in high school, I would have been like, I'm going to be a journalist. Like, that's it. I'm not thinking about anything else. Journalism, that's what it is. And I lost sight of that. So I feel like journaling will get me back into my love of writing. And so one thing I saw is something called a morning pages, where every morning you write 3 pages and you just write, like you just, whatever you want to write, you just do it. And it's supposed to help spark creativity. So I want to start getting into that for next year. So yes, I'm starting that out with my journaling exercise for preparing for 2021, which is the things that I need to reflect on and getting myself ready to do big things in 2021. Yes.
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 So I wanted to ask, because we talk a lot about friendship and squads and tribes on the podcast, what are some things that you learned within friendship this year? And what are some things that you are striving for? What are your friendship goals for 2021?
Um, I don't mind going first, I guess. Some what I've learned about friendships, and then what are my goals in 2021. How that question? Okay. I've learned a lot about my friendships in 2021. I've learned to let go of some seemingly friendships, and I say seemingly because I just realized that they weren't friendships. I've learned to let go of some like fantasies that you have about certain friendships that just is not true, and to be able to accept the reality that friendships change, people change, and because of that, your relationship with people and to people change. In terms of accepting the reality, I've learned that I have to accept where people are, because by nature and by just growth pattern of where I am, that can be difficult. I've also learned that it's okay to take breaks from your friends. And sometimes you need that just to focus on yourself. And sorry, I think my earring is falling. There was something else I was gonna say in terms of friendship, but I think those are probably the largest things. Oh, also, this year was probably my most transparent year in terms of my friendships. I feel like I've been very honest in my friendships in ways that I have not been before. And that showed me who are my real friends and who aren't. So you just got to kind of let go of those things and allow roles to shift. And yeah, I think I've learned this through friendship, but also it's something that I just learned this year too, is just Michelle Obama in her book Becoming talks about how she realized that she was like in charge of her own happiness. And I realized that I have been putting a lot of value, or I valued my happiness by how happy the people were around me and not necessarily how happy I was. And so when you have a year like 2020 where you're not able to tap into those things, like happy hours or going on trips or planning things for people or whatever, you really start to realize that, you have to be in charge of your own happiness. And the same way, and similarly, she was talking about particularly some resentment with Barack Obama, because he was like living his life, and she was like trying to balance being a mom and a working professional and, just her own self-care. And so similarly, I was also harboring some resentment towards my friends because I was not living my happiest life. And so that is something that I learned about friendships, that, my friendships are not my like gateway to happiness. I have to be happy on my own. So that has been really good. And what I'm hoping to do in 2021 is to continue to be truthful in my friendships. I like to continue to grow in that because it's not always easy, particularly when, you want to communicate something that's not so like happy-go-lucky, that's not easy. I'm interested to see how that challenges some friendships that I have. But I know that ultimately will be necessary and the chips will fall where they fall. And I'm also, of course, hoping to be able to see my friends more often and not always at somebody's house. Like, can we go to an island or something? That is what I'm hoping in 2021. And something all around with friendships, but also with family, is I would like to be more giving. I would like to be more giving. And I feel like I'm a giving person, but I realize that I give in my way. And so I would like to be more giving to people in the way that they will feel appreciated or, thought about or loved. So changing up how I give.
Nice. So this year, friendship for me has been an interesting journey. I've learned this year that solid friendships are always going to be there. I've learned that sometimes the friends you think are your friends are not always your friends. And then the friends you never really see are actually really the people down for you sometimes. So I've learned that, I've really learned the power of the strength of a friendship. It's not the length of a friendship, it's the strength of a friendship. So I've learned that this year. I'm sorry, I'm getting emotional. So I've learned that this year. I've also learned that it's okay to lose some friendships sometimes, for many reasons, but it's okay to let friendships go. It's okay to let people go. It's okay to see your life without certain friends, because sometimes that happens. I've also learned my toxic role in friendships, and how important it is to take ownership of your role in friendships. And I've also learned a lot of things about friendship this year. And I'm sorry if you see or hear me crying. The friendships this year was rough.
That's
I,
fine.
As Taraji said, this is a safe space. You are safe.
yes.
I mean, it's on my nerves when she does that.
I just for background, I had a very long-term friendship end this year, and that was really, really rough for me. But it kind of goes into the lessons you learn about friendships, about yourself in friendships, about the people you call your friends. I've also learned that I have really good friends that I don't always tap into, and I need to tap into them more, because just because you don't see them every day or you don't talk to them every day doesn't mean that they're not a sustainable friend, like that friendship is not sustainable. So that's kind of what I learned. What I'm hoping to bring into 2021 in friendships is just support, making sure I'm supporting my friends as much as I can. I'm bringing in the what's the word? The responsibility to be a friend, and to understand my role in friendships, and understand how sometimes how I act is not always great for friendships. Sometimes my choices are not can actually be hurtful to friends, so understanding that part of it. And then I'm also hoping to bring in just more FaceTime with my friends, just seeing them more, just hearing them more, listening more, and being transparent, being very open and honest. So that's that's the answer to the question. The answer to the question.
Yeah, for me, it was a tough year for my friendships because I'm so used to seeing my friends. Even since moving to Chicago, I traveled back to the DMV to see my friends, or I would travel to wherever they are to see them. And I wasn't able to do that. So it was difficult navigating friendships, not physically seeing them and talking to them. I have a lot of conversations with a lot of friends that I need to have that need to happen in person. And so I feel like I've had conversations, through text, or we've had quick phone call conversations, but we really haven't had the meaty conversations that we need to have. And so that's been really rough because I definitely feel far away from a lot of my friends. It's been difficult because there are certain things that I haven't been able to really discuss with friends. There were, certain things that I just had to deal with by myself. And I think that goes into the whole, just kind of leaning into my own strength and just kind of carrying through in situations where I can't necessarily open up to someone else or have that conversation with a friend. But I'm hoping that that will change next year, that I will be able to see my friends and catch up and just have that good girlfriend time, just to just really catch up on everything that we've missed in this year. I miss traveling with my friends. I just missed having a good time with them. So yeah, it's been tough. Not like it's not in a bad way. I don't feel like I've lost any friends. I just feel more distant from them. And it's really just, I just need to learn how to keep the closeness of a friendship in a different way when we can't see each other. I think I'm still struggling with that. And that's something that I'm going to have to get used to because I may not always be able to travel back to the DMV. I may not always be able to see them. So that's something that I need to learn. I've learned that friendship and business do not mix. And yeah, that's a hard lesson I had to learn this year. And going forward, I just need to be more wise in my dealings when it comes to business and friendships. And then I think I've learned in a different way, just kind of that you have different friends for different reasons, to be honest. And I think I'm kind of learning where that falls, especially as I've moved away, especially as my life changes. And you also have friends for seasons. And some of my friends, their season has went and gone. Some of them were still in the season of friendship. And, some, I don't know if it's going to be a long season or if it's going to end at some point. But I am grateful for the season that I am with all of my friends. And I'm grateful for the people that I've met this year in Chicago. And I'm hoping to build on those friendships in 2021. And I'm hoping to be a better friend. I don't think that I've been the best friend that I could have been this year. And I just need to learn how to do better and how to be there in the way that my friends need me to be there. Yeah. So I know we normally do, a gratitude segment, but I just want to go ahead and ask, what are you grateful for in 2020? I can go ahead and start. Okay. I'm grateful for a lot. I brought my journal in here that I did for my
Christy was ready, y'all. Yeah. Ready.
Can't really see it, but I have like 2 pages. I could go longer than that. But at the top of the list is life, health, and not getting COVID-19. Thankfully, I do know people close to me that have got it, who have been healed, and others who unfortunately have lost loved ones. But I'm grateful to still be here today. And that's what I'm mainly grateful for.
Oh, I don't know yet. Skip me.
What am I grateful for in 2020? I feel like there's so many things to be grateful for. Obviously, like Christy said, life, health, and not catching COVID-19. I think those are definitely things that everyone is some way or form are grateful for this year. I would also say I am grateful for, I know this sounds cliche, but I'm grateful for the ability to still work, to still pay everything I need to pay to keep the roof over my head. A lot of people didn't have that luxury this year. So I am grateful for that. I am grateful for the health of my family, that they are still healthy, and that everyone is still staying safe. I am grateful for my therapist. Shout out to my therapist for holding space for me to be present with her every week, because she's dope. And just great, just grateful that we, did all that we did this year during a pandemic, that we were still able to grow, we were still able to heal, we were still able to thrive, we were still able to live. during a year that was so could have been the opposite for so many other people. So I'm grateful for that. Shout out to God for protecting us and covering us, bringing us through.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess I'll start with exactly what I said earlier. My mantra is, I'm light and God is faithful. So I'm just grateful to his faithfulness to me throughout this year. Because this year has definitely tested me mentally in more ways than one. And so for me to be here in my right mind is a blessing. I'm thankful that, like I said, he's been faithful. I've been able to secure my job working during COVID, also get a new job
Yes.
during COVID.
Yes.
I'm thankful that I've been able to pay for different things. I was able to get new floors in my house. I was also able to pay for a new all HVAC system. That was unexpected, but I'm thankful that I had the means and the credit to be able to pay for those things. And I am grateful for my family for participating in weekly Zoom calls during quarantine. I'm grateful for the times that we've been able to spend together and learn more about each other. I'm grateful for the people who come on every week and even those who come on once in a while, those who I haven't seen in forever. I'm grateful for Zoom for building a capacity and the ability for us to be able to come together in some way, shape, or form. I am grateful for my friends, as I said earlier, because I have not been able to see my family like that, but I've definitely been able to, see my friends. I'm grateful that we were able to travel to Christie.
Yes.
Yes.
And,
Chicago takeover.
yes, at least I had something, some sort of travel, but also that, none of us were sick. I'm grateful to my mom for, being able to help us get the correct mask, to ensure or increase our, prevention of getting COVID-19 while we traveled. Those masks are very tight. You can totally understand why COVID will have a hard time getting in there. And yes. And I'm grateful to access. I'm grateful to, have a business that I've been able to pour into this year, that I've grown access into rooms and followings that have allowed me to have, hopefully, a successful event, but definitely be able to meet my goals and my targets this year. And finally, I am grateful to myself. Like, I honor myself, and I'm grateful that I just continue to press forward. I'm grateful that I did the cleansing and the cleaning that I needed to do so that I could be lighter, and that I could shine my light. So I'm really grateful to myself. And even though I haven't treated myself the best, I continue to show up for myself. So I am just grateful to this body for bringing me not just through 2020, but through everything in life that has led up to this moment.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Well, for those who do not know, we started this podcast in 2020. So I am
Yes.
grateful for us executing this vision of the 1000 Club podcast. And on that note, we are going to cheers to a new year. And cheers to bigger and better and great things for the podcast and for each other. Cheers.
Clink, 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 clink. Yes. Are you trying to clink up?
Here a little bit.
Yes. Cheers to a new year, new beginnings a new slate, all of the things that we are manifesting and praying for and journaling about. Shout out to 2024. That, and for all of you listening, our next episode, this episode drops actually New Year's Eve. So you get to hear this before you go into your new year. You get to hear our voice one more time. You get to hear us talk about what we're grateful for and all of that. So y'all make sure y'all tune in. Don't forget. Our next episode drops Thursday, January 14th. And we have new episodes released every other Thursday on all streaming platforms, including Apple, Spotify, Anchor, YouTube. You can watch us and you can listen to us. Okay. Tell your friends about us because we are that podcast that y'all want to listen to.
Yes. I also want to do a little plug. Sorry. I know this is the end, but we didn't take a second to plug. I want to plug number one that I'm having a vision board brunch on January 2nd from brunch to launch for Vocal Action LLC. If you missed out, sorry for you, because the event is sold out and there is a waiting list. But at this point, there were so many things that were custom to the attendees in terms of like names on different items that come in their launch kits that it's too late. However, you can join me and follow me and connect with me on Clubhouse. My name is at Rashana R, RASHANNAR. And we will be doing a recap and just talking about the importance of professional goaling and also just manifesting in all things 2021 on Sunday, January 3rd at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. So if you're on Clubhouse, follow me, connect with me so that you can be in the room. I'll be really excited to have you all join and having those conversations. And in 2021, you can expect a lot from Vocal Action. I'm really excited about things to come, especially a photo shoot, because I haven't had a photo shoot before. So
yes, it's a photo shoot.
When you hit the mall,
it's a photo shoot.
Oh, get your camera phone. Oh, this is a photo shoot.
I just wanted to pub that. And then also on January 9th, is it 9th? Yeah, on January 9th, you can catch Courtney and I as the New England Hustlers. We'll be having some conversations around hustling in a new city. So we encourage you to come and learn some tips and also talk about your experiences starting new, starting fresh in a new city. Jobs, friendships, where to live, where to stay away from.
And who to stay away from, okay?
And who to stay away from and all things good. You can catch 1000 Club on January 4th. We'll be doing a makeup tutorial via IG Live. The topic is eyebrows. So if you're interested in learning how to do your eyebrows, we'll be doing a couple different eyebrow looks.
I need some help with that.
Yes, that's going to be at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And then you can also catch me every Tuesday on Historically Black Scents. I am the new creative director and host for Historically Black Scents, and every Tuesday, we'll be doing commencement, which will be highlighting HBCU and Black Greek letter organization graduates. So we'll be talking about career, adulting, and life after the commencement. And that will be every Tuesday at 7:30. January 5th is our first one. And because January is a lot of the founding years for many Black Greek letter organizations, of course, we're starting with the Kappas, not the Kappas, they January 11th. Who was the 5th? AKAs? No, that's the 15th. Oh, Lord Jesus.
It's the AKAs.
J5. No. I'm right. No, I'm right. It's the Kappas.
Oh, okay. I was like,
oh yeah, J5.
That's right.
J5. Y'all don't hate on me for that, okay? Whatever. So you can catch us. Yeah, you can catch me there every Tuesday on Historically Black Scents Live for commencement. So any Kappas that are listening, if you are interested, you can check a link out in our bio and also in our stories to fill out your nomination. Nominations last for a whole year. And if selected, then we'll feature you on a Tuesday.
Yes, you got 2021 already on lock. Okay.
Yes. Plug. Okay, so let me do my shameless plug really quickly. So guys, I am on Instagram, IG as Stepping Into She. If you haven't checked out my IGTV series, go check it out. Christy and Rashawn are also on it. So you can catch their episodes and what they're talking about on the IGTV series. And I will be kicking off my new season January 6th, talking all about finances, financial stability, and all of that on IGTV Live. And some other things are coming out, but stay tuned. And lastly, if you're watching this before January 1st and you want to do the Write It Down series, check that out on Instagram. Write a letter to 2021. Feel free to DM me and share it and let me know what you're looking forward to in 2021. So check out Stepping Into She, Stepping Into INTO She SHE on Instagram for more. Christy, you got anything you want to plug before we head out?
I have no plug. I'm just Christy.
Oh, but I did want to tell you why Christy is no Christy. You can follow me at Bossy Quad, BOSSZQU, the number 4D, so you can keep track of, where in the world is Rashana. But we do a pretty good job of like cross announcing things on the 1000 Club. So you can always check us out in the highlights or on our page or in our stories, definitely, at 1000 Club Life.
Yes. So with that, you can check us out. You can listen to us on Apple, Anchor, and Spotify. You can also watch us on YouTube. You can see our lovely faces, see our facial expressions when we start laughing or we start making crazy faces. And make sure you subscribe. Make sure you leave a review. Make sure you become a part of 1000 Club Tribe. And I hope everyone listening, as you are listening to us and you are planning and getting prepared for 2021, that everything that you're manifesting, that you're praying for, and that you're asking for 2021 comes through fruition, and that God's plan for you happens as it is to be. So with that said, this is our last episode of 2020. We are checking out of 2020 and checking into 2021. So thank you guys for listening this year. Thank you guys for staying with us, for sticking with us, for following us, for subscribing to us, and for being a part of the 1000 Club. Share this with your friends and your family and your moms too, because they can listen in on it. Ladies, you got anything else to say to 2020 before we head out?
Bye.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. 1000 Club out.